What's up, guys? It is I, once again, Yusuf Al-Sanad, and welcome to another episode of the Movie Monday series created by Emily Boone. Please check her channel out. She's one of my closest and dearest friends, and she's a really awesome YouTuber. The link for her channel is down below in the description box. And for this week's topic, we're going to look at my top 5 favorite movies from the 1970s. And this list will be comprised of films from that era, and I'm going to add each movies according to a ranking system from number 5 to number 1. And here's how the list goes. At number 5, we have Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver. And Taxi Driver is a crime thriller slash drama that's set in a very dark, gothic version of New York. And it tells the story of this man, Travis Bickle, a very unhinged, mentally ill, yet lonely, sad man who's played very well by Rob De Niro. And Travis Bickle has always been alone, and because of his loneliness and him being in this neighborhood in New York, he sees the world in a very different way. And Travis doesn't relate well to people, and he spends his time usually sitting at home, and he drives a taxi cab around the New York, and he takes people from where they want to go, and he has insomnia. And Travis Bickle also has this thing where he watches adult feature films back then, before we had the internet and pornography has become more mainstream. Travis is such an odd fellow. I mean, he's not someone you would like or relate to, but you seeing the world from his eyes from beginning to end, you do understand where he's coming from, and you do understand his frustration, especially seeing how people are and just the way they behave and how indecent they can be. Travis makes so many awful decisions, especially near the end of the movie, yet you are so compelled by this character because of the way he sees the world. And Martin Scorsese and Paul Schrader captured that character so well, and just what makes him who he is. Taxi Driver is a masterpiece in cinema, and is one you have to watch if you're a student of filmmaking, and trust me guys, it is that damn good. At number 4, we have Ridley Scott's Alien. I mentioned Alien before in the past, where I talk about how Blade Runner and Alien are two landmark films in the science fiction genre, and how Ridley Scott is a pioneer in the making of these science fiction movies, and how he brought great attention to science fiction, and he made very popular, very intriguing, and adds a lot of excitement to the genre. I really love this movie a lot, guys. There are so many good things about Alien. I can make a whole list about the things I love about it, and there is a debate going on which movie's better, James Cameron's Alien or Ridley Scott's classic Alien. And to be honest, I am more towards Ridley Scott's Alien because of that claustrophobic feel you get in this horror set environment. The setting gets so terrifying as the movie plays out, and when the alien comes on the ship and starts picking off these people, the crew members one by one, it really does scare you in the most effective, the most raw way possible. And there is no way to describe just how suspenseful and terrifying this movie can be, especially when we see the facehugger burst out of Kane's belly, and how one of the actresses actually was so shocked by that scene that she actually needed some help. It was so traumatizing for her, she really needed a lot of support, and that shows how effective the horror and suspense is in Alien. It really is one of the most terrifying yet intriguing science fiction movies I ever seen. It is simply one of the best science fiction movies ever made, and one of the most gorgeously shot science fiction films I've seen, period. At number 3, we have William Friedkin's The Exorcist. The Exorcist is another one of my favorite movies, which just so happens to be a horror film, but has a very dramatic, powerful story about good versus evil, and it's done in such a way that I really found it to be both compelling and very satisfying how it concludes the story. It tells the story of this woman who's played very well by Ellen Burstyn, and her daughter, played by Linda Blair, Reagan. She gets possessed by this demon, and this demon starts to terrorize both her and her family. And Reagan's mother resorts to bringing in a priest after science fails in order for her to save her daughter and for her spirit to be cleansed of this demon. The Exorcist has remained one of my favorite movies of all time because of the fact that it portrays good versus evil in such an honest way, and it gets so dark as the movie plays on. And I found the character of Reagan to be such a cute, adorable, innocent girl, and then she becomes so terrifying after she gets possessed by the demon. It really was shocking and kind of sad to see a girl go through what she's gone through in this movie, especially when the demon destroys both her and her mother, because no matter what happens, Reagan and her mother mother will never be the same again, and this incident has traumatized them so much, guys. It really is sad to see what they go through, but also very satisfying to see the demon conquered and how good triumphs over evil. At number 2, we have Sidney Lumet's Serpico, and Serpico is such an amazing film that tells the real-life story of Frank Serpico, a good cop who always wanted to be a cop and to serve justice, law and order. Only Frank Serpico is in a police department which is filled with so many corrupt, crooked cops, and he's one of the few good cops who do want to serve law and order and to protect the innocent. And these crooked cops actually try to give him money, which they got from very indecent actions they have done, and Serpico refuses the money. And as a result, Frank Serpico has a target on his back, and everyone in the police department want to kill him. That's how much he really irritated them. Frank Serpico is not a crooked cop. He's not someone who's harassing anyone, no. All he wants is to protect the innocent and to be a good, honest working cop. And we do love cops. And it's because of these crooked cops, good ones like Frank Serpico are given a bad name. And I really feel sad for him. To this day, whether be it in the United States of America or other countries across the globe, there are still crooked, corrupt cops out there. And it's really sad that the men and women who do want to serve justice and to protect the innocent, they are being shamed because of monsters like these. And it's really sad, to be honest. It's such an honest tale about Serpico and how he does want to be a good cop everyone deserves, only it's not so easy, and the world is not all black and white, no, because everything in this movie, like a lot of Sidney Lumet's films and how the world works in general, everything has a gray area. There are rights and wrongs on both sides, only Frank Serpico is on the right. But hey, that's how the world works. Nothing's perfect, but what can you do? And finally, at number 1, we have Francis Ford Coppola's The Godfather Part 2. And the reason why I love The Godfather Part 2 and why it's my favorite over the first Godfather film, I found the story to be more compelling than the first movie, even though the story was great, and how it shows Michael going from a very simple young man to becoming the Don of this family, the crime family which has gained prestige and respect and honor because of his father, the Don Vito Corleone, and to see what Michael does and how he abuses his power and how his version of a family is his own circle of trust. That is not the family that Vito envisioned for his son, and how he wanted his son to become a better man than that. Michael Corleone has sunk so low, guys, and this is the lowest he's ever been. What he does, whether you like it or you hate it, he does it because in his mind it's for the good of the family, even though his version of a family is his circle of trust. And Michael doesn't trust anyone by the end of the film. I have never seen a more interesting, powerful story about a young man who is very honest and good become this very corrupt crime lord. And Michael Corleone really is one of the best characters ever shown on film, and by far one of the best villains ever portrayed in cinema. He's such a tragic figure that by the end, no matter what horrible things he's done, I still felt bad for him. And when you see flashbacks of Vito Corleone's life, his father, and how he would become the Don, it shows how far he's come and how he's trying to provide a better life for his children and to live the American dream in a land of opportunities. Only Michael's obsession and his lust for power has destroyed what's left of the Corleone family, and that's what's so heartbreaking about this story. Francis Ford Coppola's The Godfather Part 2 has remained without a doubt one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's by far one of the best films ever made. I really found this movie to be something that every film student has to watch. That also includes Taxi Driver, Alien, and so many movies of this era in filmmaking. It really was a great time for movies, and in my opinion, the golden age of cinema, that being the 1970s. And that's my top 5 list of favorite movies from the 1970s. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe if you wish, and do check out Emily Boone's channel as well as Rachel Wagner's channel. She's a very good friend of mine, and both are really awesome. The links for their channel are down below in the description box. And do check out my gaming channel where I do Let's Play series, gaming content, all that kind of good stuff. Until next time, peace out, take care, adios amigos, au revoir, and sayonara.